Jefferson coming. This is the Economic Development Council. Date is March 4th. And we'll begin by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if we can just go around the room, do a roll call. Charlie, if you would start.
Charlie Birchmeyer, member.
Tim Searles, Planning Board.
Samantha Kearns, member.
Joanne Duffy, Planning and Economic Development Director.
Chris Barrett, alternate member.
Oscar Overload, member.
Mark Lemay, Select Board Rep.
And I'm Dick Bruno. I'm the Vice Chair, acting as Chair tonight because our Chair, Chet Bowen, is away. So first of all, I want to welcome Joanne back because I haven't seen you anyway since our last meeting, and good to see her back. And welcome Tim, who's going to be the Planning Board representative, which is great because we talked about that the last meeting regarding having somebody from the Planning Board with us, and I think it's appropriate to have it.
Glad to be here.
So the first order of business will be to approve the minutes of the last meeting. I think you all have them. I don't know who do we have here that was, Samantha, 1, 2, 3? Yeah, we have certainly enough people to approve the minutes. So I know I went through them. I got a few things, but anybody have any particular, there's a lot there. We had a good discussion the last meeting, so anybody have any burning changes that they're concerned about? Joanne, I'll make one change because I've been on there as acting vice chair. I don't know what acting vice chair means, but I guess I'll act as it if you want me to. But
I'll change that.
I noticed, I think that my initials in here a lot of times are SM.
oh,
not
really?
SK.
Okay.
Like on page 3, it says SM made the motion to adopt the goal. But we don't have an SM.
So instead of SM, SK.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
Okay.
more to,
There's another one on page 2 at the bottom.
yeah, there might be a couple, but I'm sure it's I stand by all the things that SM said.
Okay. All right.
Should I motion to make that alteration?
I just got a couple of other things here too that down under old business, when we started our discussion, I talked about encourage and enable new and existing commercial business. Down at, I believe I'm looking at A under that section, to learn and to encourage. I don't know if it's supposed to be learn, because it says to learn, encourage. It's to learn and encourage the use of tax incentives.
Okay.
And going down to page, I guess that's page 3, where it's bolded as far as the goals that we talked about. Did we vote, number 1, did we vote to encourage and enable, is that paragraph there what we decided was going to be our goal? Or do we still have discussion? I'll just read it for anybody that's not. To encourage and enable new and existing commercial, industrial, and retail entities to settle and grow in Goffstown, thereby growing the town's tax base. Oh, that's the other change. It says he, and I believe that he is me. It should be DB there. He also recommended the following objectives and strategies.
Okay.
So, does everybody feel that that's what
That was,
We-
yeah, that was the the
Okay.
goal that we established.
Do you want me to add, all members in attendance were in agreement or something like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a motion to accept that, so,
But there was no vote.
no.
The next one says
Oh.
motion carried unanimously.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, there
okay,
was,
okay.
okay.
Got
okay.
it.
All right. Well, so do I hear a motion to accept these minutes if there's no other changes here? Motion to accept?
A motion to accept the
Somebody that
minutes
was here?
with the grammatical changes that we
All right,
mentioned.
I'll second.
Reel second, Samantha and Charlie second. All in favor that we're here and present?
Aye.
Okay. All right. The minutes are accepted. Okay, so, under the agenda for tonight, you know, the old business that we had a lot of discussion last week, and you can see by the minutes, there was a lot of discussion with regard to just the overall goals, because that we were trying to establish goals for basically for the new year. And I think, I wanted to make sure, number one, that we don't need to, if we need to discuss any more with regard to some of the goals, some of the objectives that go along with those goals, because I think under new business, we'll be brainstorming those kinds of things. So, Joanne, we've got under old business, a list of vacant commercial properties, and I think you've got, is this your attachment here? that
Yes,
you're-
this is the list, and then there's a map that goes with it.
Okay,
And I realize it's really too tiny to read,
okay.
but if I send it to you, if I email it to you, you'll be able to zoom in on it. So
Okay.
I can do that.
So this is what we discussed the last meeting, is to the vacant properties, and then that's the overlay? Is this an overlay map of where those properties are?
Yes, and they're identified by map and lot and location
Okay,
and how many acres. So the list itself, so we initially started with a longer list.
all right.
I think I have that with me. The list had, at one time, looked like it was quite lengthy, like 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah.
But I went through it, and there were a lot of parcels on there that were not zoned for commercial, so I didn't think you'd really be interested in those.
No.
And then what I did was, after that, I took away the ones who were, very tiny, like they may have been a public service right-of-way or something like that, obviously they won't be developed. And then from there, we ended up with the list in front of you. So the first one, the lighter green, there's 2 lighter greens. Those parcels are, well, the first one is owned by St. Anselm College, and they may be looking to do some development
All
on
right, when
that.
you, yeah, just stop you there. When you say the first one, I see the first one as Abingdon?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Okay,
Let
so
me just
that,
get my bearing here.
Yeah,
St.
we-
Anselm's Drive, that's owned by the college. It's the parcel on the corner of 114 and St. Anselm Drive. And it used to be Martin's Catering.
okay.
And for those of you who have been around for a long time, hasn't been Martin's Catering in
Right.
I don't know how many
Long
years.
time.
Right, but it
But it's still
hasn't been much
referred
at
to
all,
as
it
that.
hasn't been much since then,
No,
right?
it hasn't.
All they're doing with it is cold storage.
Storage.
they call it.
Oh, so they
Yeah.
are using it,
It's chock-a-block full of, you name it, it's in there.
It's
really?
probably trash at this point.
Not really,
No.
well, the last time I was in there was a few years ago, and they were putting stuff in it, storage, they had doors, windows, furniture, you name it, it was in there.
yeah, because we've talked about that parcel before, because it's a significant piece parcel, because there was some discussion of the college interested in building perhaps a hotel at one time, is that right?
At one time,
Yeah.
yes. And before that, before the college owned it, there was talk of putting in a shop, like a supermarket, shopping center. I think that was before Market Basket went in.
Right.
And currently, they're doing homework on figuring out what it is that can be done on that parcel. I actually have a meeting with them, I think in another 2 weeks.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
I would know more, but currently, it's just a vacant parcel. The frontage is on Daniel Plummer, not the frontage, the access is on Daniel Plummer Road. The frontage is along 114 and then a portion of St. A's Drive and Daniel Plummer Road. The problem with accessing that site from Daniel Plummer Road is, as you probably all know, 114 is a limited access highway.
Right.
So they don't allow, the state doesn't allow any curb cuts through there. So whatever the use may be, they would need to come in from Daniel Plummer only because St. A's doesn't have really a lot of frontage and it's on a hill and it's right near the traffic light. So I doubt that that would be satisfactory for safety reasons. But, so that's something that will
Is that
probably
where,
happen.
is that where they're proposing the track complex? Is that behind it?
No, that's behind the school itself.
It's behind the school,
Yeah,
up
yeah.
near Clark's, where Clark's from.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, all right.
But, so is St. A's proposing something that's mainly focused for the college kids, or are they?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
They're looking at all their options.
I guess I would think, I realize, correct me if I'm wrong here, the end of Daniel Plummer Road, as it extends into this map, this becomes Bedford.
Bedford, yeah.
I mean, we could put a sign there, right? Like, whatever they build there, we could,
You can't put a sign advertising something on someone else's property.
right, but I mean, can't you get a blue sign? You know, like,
Oh, one of those like.
like a like
Yeah,
the
oh,
highway, the
sure,
blue
they can get
signs,
one of those,
you
yeah.
know, that's just like,
5 miles ahead or whatever
right,
it says,
you
yeah.
know, something is this way,
Yeah.
whatever they choose to put
It's a
there.
very narrow parcel, but it's very deep.
Yeah. And then I would think that in the opposite, like in the coming from Goffstown direction, because it is 114, there's, you know, all different state rules, but I mean, we could probably put a blue sign on.
The blue signs do come from the state.
Yeah.
So they'd have to get the state's approval. You know, there's a criteria that you have to meet for those signs.
Okay.
And, you know, of course, those are the things that we'd visit if there was potential, on any site, not just that site.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what we talked about before. What do we do to encourage, or to get the ball rolling, plant the seeds,
Yeah.
so to speak, to get somebody to work on these parcels, whether it's we go to the ownership, developers, whatever the case may be, to see, and to work with them to try to say, okay, how can we best develop those parcels? Do you see, are there any others that are significant? I mean, that's certainly a significant piece with
So
regard
there's
to.
another one that's been for sale for a while. It's 5-49-1
Yep.
Mast Road. It's 11.8 acres. And that's owned by Roadrunner Investments. They're currently a business in town. And they've been looking to sell that parcel. Initially, not Dunkin' Donuts. Initially some sort of a, kind of like a Ocean State Job Lots kind of
Like
store.
a Dollar General kind of thing?
Yeah, similar to something like that. Came in and had a site plan hearing. However, that is under state control. The Mass Road out in that section is under the state's control.
Where exactly, where is that?
It's right next to the car wash, the new
Okay.
car wash.
Okay, that's what I thought, all right. So it's
And-
now between the car wash and Hawks Trailer?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And so they wanted them, because of the type of use and there'd be in and out traffic for most of the day, they wanted them to put in a dedicated left-hand turn lane. And it was too expensive for them to do, so they decided to walk away. So the land is still up for sale, and I mean, we've talked to him a while back in the beginning, but not recently, and he just has it up for sale, so I think he's just looking for whatever might be a good fit there.
Right, right.
He also came in with a conceptual wanting to put his business at the end of that street. There's like, I think it's called Sparkle Drive.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you
Right.
come into Sparkle Drive at the very end, it would be like right in front of you. And he never went further with it, so I think he just maybe does need some guidance.
Okay, that might, well, that's something we can pinpoint.
Yeah.
Is he in the, is that a trucking business? Because he's got trucks and.
He sells, he does car detailing, but very high end,
Okay.
and then sells them.
So, just so we're talking about map 5, lot 49-1, right?
Yes.
So it was originally gonna be like a Dollar General type store, and they were concerned about having a left-hand turn lane.
The state was.
The state was. That plan is completely abandoned.
Correct.
I know that this would be a wild idea. I know what I'm about to propose would sound insane. Could we change the flow of traffic? Like, so that you have to take a right onto Henry Bridge, you have to take a left onto Greer to get out to Mass Road, and then it makes that section of road a one-way. I know what I'm proposing is insane, but I'm just like, how do we go about like that?
When you come out of Greer, did you say make a left there?
Yeah.
That's not safe at all.
That won't
Okay.
happen, I don't think that will ever happen.
I'm just trying to think of like.
And
other
that's not under
alternative-
the town's jurisdiction. The Mass Road portion of it is under the state's jurisdiction.
Unfortunately, if you would travel from here to Pinardville, there are, I think, 3 sections that are state-owned, the roads. They maintain the roads, they take care of the plowing and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and then the town bumps into another.
Right, it's in the, like the urban
Yeah,
compact kind of
yeah.
deal.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I think, I think Joanne, thank you, number one, for putting this together. I think the purpose is, this is a kind of our starting point. For both Tim and Mark, who haven't been involved, we did through last year, we were looking at these properties. Joanne put together an extensive list of properties, and some of us went out and either talked to the owners of the land or just investigated what was there to see what the potential was. We didn't get much feedback at the time, but what Joanne has done now is kind of really trimmed it down to where these are parcels that I think would be significant to develop, so to speak. And that's what I think the starting point for this group is to try to break these down and find out what the potential is as we go forth, and then to meet with the owners, to meet with the developers, and say, okay, how can we help? What's your plan? Whether it's we even talked about some of the parcels that are being advertised by real estate agents. Meeting with them, maybe they have some ideas of what the ownership wants or what they're thinking could go in there. So I think those are going to be some tasks for the council to work on as we look at these, and maybe break down these parcels to kind of just say, okay, let's pinpoint a few. So this is our starting point on it. Under old business too, and I think to go along with that are 2 other items. Proposed state legislation which impacts perhaps some of these properties, and this the 79E, the revitalization tax relief program, which I don't know how many of you are familiar with it. I'm not that familiar with it, but Joanne has put together, it looks like.
There's 2 areas of town. There's Pinardville and Mass Road, and then there's the village area where that covered, those the parcels within those two areas are eligible.
Okay.
But the thing that people have to remember is if they would like to apply for this, they have to do it before they start any construction or renovation or anything. And it needs to be approved by the select board.
Yep.
Okay.
What
So
legislation is
so what
this?
it is it's called, they call it 79E, that's just the legislation number of the statute. And
You'll hear it referred to as a TIF, right?
Not
Is
TIF.
that right?
not a
Tax
TIF, it's a
incen-
tax incentive relief, tax relief incentive.
Okay, okay.
So say you were to purchase a building for 100,000 and you wanted to renovate the interior or maybe improve the facade or whatever. As long as the cost of your renovations are at least 15% of your current assessed value or $75,000. I think it's whichever is less. You would fill out the paperwork, and you'd have to have, a cost estimate of everything you're doing and know, if first of all, if you have to qualify for it. And then you would go to the select board, and they would give you a relief on your taxes. And depending on the type of project and how much, it can be as high as 5 years or as low as a year. But what they do is they take your assessed value now and then your assessed value with the improvements, and it's frozen at the assessed value before your improvements for that many years, whatever it is that they approve it for. So it's pretty helpful for people. But
Do we
we've
have
only
any-
had about maybe 7 in the whole town.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Any examples of who
When-
took advantage of this?
When Adam Jacobs was here, he was always selling it to people quite a bit.
I believe, I think the Mills took advantage of it with
Yes, they
the
did.
Yeah.
housing.
Yep.
I think that Lottie Pops, when they were there, took advantage of it too.
I'm not sure about that one.
I think.
I know the pizza place across the street, not these people, but before them, the
Right.
person who owns the building.
Right.
And then I think there was a building on Main Street over that way, like heading towards Sully's. One of those buildings used it.
Where, the building where like Night Owl Studio
I
is
think that's
now?
the one, yeah,
Yeah, whoever owns it,
yeah.
yeah.
There's-
That was, the quilt shop, right? That was
Yeah.
kind of right at
I
the
think
end of
it's
that
that.
block.
Space. There was maybe an
I
ice cream
think
store
there
in there. at
might
one
have
point.
been 1 or 2 in Bernardville.
Okay. So we have had people that take advantage of that. And have you been on the board and have you reviewed some of those?
Yep, all of them.
All of them, okay. But again, this is a program that can help if we find the right people, the owners or developers, make them aware of this, because it obviously is an incentive for them to do something and also to improve the property at the same time.
Have we ever rejected one for like not fitting with the master plan or?
To the best of my knowledge, everything that we've gotten in front of the board has always moved forward. We've not rejected anything or made it so that they couldn't do it.
Good to know.
We've always moved forward with them.
The building next door to the parking lot here, the old Lottie Pops building, that building has been purchased by a new owner, and they are trying to figure out what to lease it. They're looking for tenants, and they're trying to figure out exactly how they want to set the building up.
Because was it only Lottie Pops was in there, right? With,
Well, initially it was the accountant,
right, okay, that's right.
and then it was this cafe, get the name of it.
Sweet treat or something?
Oh, the bakery, that was
Yeah.
after the cafe, so there
Okay.
was a cafe there at one point that used the right-hand side if you're facing the building and the patio. Then they moved out, and Lottie Pops moved in, and the bakery. then the bakery moved out and Lottie Pops took over that space.
Okay,
As well
that's
as
it.
the back of the building.
Blue Moose.
Blue Moose, that's right.
What was it?
Blue
It used to be Blue Moose.
Oh, right, okay.
Then it became Sweet Treat or Sweet
Yeah,
Spot or
yeah,
something.
okay.
Yeah. Like that.
But they're not there?
No,
So
they left a while ago.
Okay,
And Lottie Pops, I don't know if her things are still in there, but she's not operating out of there any longer.
not at all?
No,
Not
no.
even in the back of it?
No,
Okay, so that building is potentially some new business, whether it's,
yeah,
could be one or two business.
Uh-huh.
And you've talked to the owners of that building?
yes.
Yeah.
They've been going back and forth trying to figure out, because there's options of how they can lay it out. Like right now, it's basically one unit, but it is divided with walls, so it could be several units.
Okay.
And there are apartments upstairs.
Okay,
Mr.
Okay.
Chair?
yeah, sure,
I got a question.
good.
Joanne, I was just wondering, when it comes to land that the town owns, is there any land that the town owns that falls within the commercial industrial districts?
So I'm sure there is. I didn't look at that list. That's like a whole separate list, but we can certainly take a look at that as well.
We should. And I say that with the intention of putting something over by, like, in my neck of the woods on Terrell Hill Road, the fire station, or what was, you know, it sits vacant, it's an idea. But, you know, there's an idea, but I would like to see a list of what the town owns that we could, might be able, see if the select board would be interested in doing something with.
Yeah, good
Remember
idea.
the old corner stores?
Yeah. well,
That's what I'm saying, you
Up in
know?
that, well, in that area, there's
My
not
wife was
much.
not impressed when I floated the idea of knocking down our house to put in one of them, so. But yeah, that's exactly,
What's the zoning situation with that?
I think it's
it's agricultural
Okay.
in that area, I'm not sure about the fire station, but.
Yeah.
Now, GGS, weren't they starting to do something and they basically stopped? Are you aware of anything going on over there?
Who's that?
Grassmere General Store, GGS.
Oh, no, I'm not aware of that. You mean a new Grassmere General Store?
Not the
No.
one that is currently there.
Oh, the people to open up one at the fire station?
No.
No.
Back down,
Oh, on Center Street?
yeah.
No,
Oh,
I don't
back
know anything
where,
about that.
where the original one
Yeah.
was.
I know every so often, you'll catch the door open and somebody's either carrying something in, carrying something out. I didn't know if they were in the process of getting ready to open and, you know, maybe do something.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, again, we talked about that, we've talked about that in a couple of meetings too. It seems as though, I think Peter knows that area pretty
Yeah.
well. And he said he doesn't know of anybody that's interested in it, and I think it's obviously, a store in that part of town makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. And I don't know why nobody has investigated it.
On the master plan, I'm not sure, I think it was a 2009 edition, there was some sort of incentive to develop in the area. There was like 4 or 5 areas throughout Goffstown that there was an incentive to develop near the intersection, like for instance, one was Terrell Hill and Blackbrook.
Right.
But I'm not sure if it's in the 2020 plan. But something I should go back and look at, I guess.
That was through the planning board, had that, okay. When you say incentives, what do you mean?
I wish I could be more specific.
Okay.
I just remember reading it in the master plan.
I think what he's referring to is there were like certain business districts, they were shown up as circles in
Okay.
different areas,
Yeah.
at different intersections
Sounds about right.
Makes sense.
Of town. I remember one is what was at 114 and 114A.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They were kind of scattered around, but that never really went anywhere as far as development
Right.
happening.
No one wants to give up their stuff.
Okay.
I have another question about, just, I'm sorry to bring it back to this map. But with the issue that lot 49-1 faced with needing to make a left-hand turn lane, is that going to affect the lot 52 and the lot, I think that's 58, that's also on that stretch of land? Like that's, it's like they're the ones, it's like there's the one to the left, the two to the left of that lawn, of that lot 49-1. Are they also gonna have, would they also technically have to make a left-hand turn lane?
No, because I think they were basing it on the use, so because it was like a retail store, they do a traffic study and they determine how many vehicles per hour would be passing through and turning into the site. Whereas the other one is just a trailer rental, which is, you know,
Right.
minimal. And the other on the other side is a car wash. So they both have fairly low traffic counts, but a retail store is much higher.
Right, but if someone, I mean, like lot 52, it's 32 acres, right? A little over 32 acres. I realize it has the, I'm guessing that's the
I
electrical.
don't know what, where, are you looking on the map or the
Yeah,
list?
I'm looking on the,
map?
on the map.
Lot 52. Oh, I see it.
So, it doesn't appear to have frontage,
So
but,
that's map 5,
yeah.
lot
Yeah.
52, so that would be
Right.
on this list. So that is just,
But
it's
you
just,
can't have-
it's woods right now, there's
Yeah,
nothing there.
but you can't have landlocked, like they have to be able to have an easement somehow.
Lot 552 has frontage on Mast Road, I think.
Yeah. It's just, maybe it's just not.
It's a
Or
steep
no,
hill
no,
right there.
I take that back. Lot 52 is on Kennedy Hill Road, right? Is that
No.
52?
I know.
Oh, here it is. It's on Mast Road.
And
Yeah, it's 32 acres.
is that not, isn't that the parcel that was proposed for development? Or Mr. Monty, wasn't there some
Yeah,
talk of that?
His is 54,
Okay.
54 and 54-1.
I realize like with it being hardwood, right, somebody has to clear it first. But if someone were to clear that and then they were to try to sell it to any type of retail store, any type, even like an apartment complex, eventually a left-hand turn lane would have to go there, wouldn't it, to make,
It, again, it depends on the usage. If it's retail,
Right.
you know, there's a good chance, depending on, you know, if it's retail, that generates a lot of traffic.
Yeah, it's based on the volume of traffic, because they'll do traffic counts, and they'll have averages as far as what, you know, if it's a retailer,
yeah.
they're gonna
And
have averages.
I realize, like you said, it's a terrible hill, like it's not, someone would have to do that and then they'd have to like figure out how to level that. But I'm just looking at like the big,
Probably just carve a road right into it.
I'm just looking at like the big pieces of like, I mean, even like the tiny one next to it, that's next to Tetro, that's right next to the Villa Augustina, right?
That's,
No, Tatro Drive is where the Shell
50.
station is.
Okay. So that's right next to the storage
58,
place.
that's 58.
Right.
That's owned by Chaquette.
Oh, is that, so that's the one that's on this map, on the
Michael
list?
Chaquette,
Yeah.
Okay.
that tiny one.
I think
So
that's
they already have,
558.
so they already have, like, I guess worse, they have a left turning lane, so there's something, you would just wanna extend that Tatro Road into whatever that space is, assuming that there's space there to do it.
But, Mark, maybe you can, the state has a lot of say in, as far as
Oh,
that.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have all
Yeah.
the say, and they'll take advice from the town, but
Right.
they have the final say.
They have,
Is that part of that's gotta be part of transportation, right?
I would think so,
I'm-
yes.
I guess I'm thinking, because like, one of our state reps is on the transportation committee, so I mean, like, not that we,
But the,
I mean, like,
we would be
there's an
dealing
incentive to work with us, he's a resident, right? Like,
with New Hampshire DOT, the actual department.
okay.
Yeah, I think those are all good thoughts, but maybe we're putting the cart before the horse as well, because we've got to find, obviously, it's a job to try to find somebody that will at least say, what's possible here?
Right.
And it's all return on investment too, how much they're gonna put into the property and what's gonna return it. And it's the same way, as if you have to build a turn lane on the main highway for a retail store, I'm not so sure that they're gonna have a big return on their investment. So I think those are all factors that go into developing these properties. So I guess that's kind of the discussion that I think we want to have is how much can we do or what can we do to maybe get the ball rolling on some of these properties, whether it's the tax relief incentive, whether it's talking to some of the developers right on to say, what do you have in mind? What have you had? How can we help you with developing? Do you know about these programs, the tax incentive program, which I'm sure any developer would probably know what's available to them. But I think it's probably this committee that should show interest on, hey, you've got this parcel, what do you think you can do? We'd like to help you. Yeah, just as far as discussion, I mean, this is what we were gonna do for the new business tonight, was discussing, brainstorming objectives and strategies as to how we're gonna go about this, because we've kind of been, I guess, just going around all these factors and saying, okay, what can we really do as a committee to now start to digging into some of these properties? I mean, Joanne's done a great job as far as just identifying some of these properties. And we should then go a little bit deeper, I guess, and find out what's happening with them. Anybody else have any ideas of starting points of what we can do, what we should do? Again, we're an advisory committee, it's planning board, select board. We want to work with them as well, but I think it's for us, and that's part of our new goals, is to work with commercial, industrial, and retail entities so that, again, the bottom line is we increase the tax base for the town. So, where do you think we can go? Anybody got any ideas with regard to starting points? Do we take these properties that we've identified and break them down and say, okay, let's get some people involved, and we'll talk to we'll talk to the developers, and we'll talk to the owners and see what they have in mind? Do you think that's a first step?
Well, for one, with this list, I think a developer would be most appropriate, because the owners are just gonna probably be like, yeah, I have this land. A developer, if you give this to a developer of some kind, whether it be commercial, probably obviously commercial, see what they can do with it, given like the interior village where the Blondo parcel would be, that'd be more like a retail.
So that one, actually, since this list was put together, they did find, so there's an existing building on that site.
It's a
Where
warehouse.
Happy House Amusements used to be. And they found someone to go in there. It's a dog training center, basically, and some daycare for dogs.
All right.
They're not open yet, though. They're in the
Okay.
middle of finishing building.
But that's pretty much a done deal, is what you're saying?
Yes, yes. And the other the three on there with the darker gray, those are county land, obviously,
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
not gonna get any of that.
I just put it on there because I wanted you to see how much acreage they own.
No.
Just
So just for
244.
those three parcels, it's
Which is fine.
261
Yeah.
acres.
And my understanding over the years, there's been just talk to the county about
Yeah.
any of
Yeah.
that, and it
Yeah.
goes nowhere, right?
Nope.
Uh,
We wanted to get the land where the field is, where they put the gardens for the new police station. They wouldn't have anything to do with us. And if we were to get it, it would go on the market as a piece of property for sale. You just can't sell it to the people that are looking for it. You have to open it up, and the
Oh,
guy that
okay.
was thinking of coming with us is Dunkin' Donuts, right, Joanne?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Dunkin', he wanted that piece of land for his new Dunkin' Donuts.
I can see that would be a perfect spot for it, right?
Yep,
But, and so that didn't go anywhere then?
didn't go anywhere.
So you did have some serious discussions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we met with Congressman Pappas and a couple others. You just, there, I wish we weren't recording,
I know, me too.
Okay.
Well, it'd be,
but I'll bite my tongue.
I don't know, it would be kind of interesting if there was some sort of like legislation, like some proposal that like the first right of refusal goes to the, like to the town that it exists in. But then I guess you run into this thing that then the town will just wanna buy all the land that exists, right? So, but like county land to town land, they get the first right of refusal. Or like state land to county land to town land, and then like vice versa, you know?
As a town, are we even looking to buy it? We're looking to get it developed, right?
Well, I mean, as a committee, we would want it to be developed, but like as a town, like that parcel of land on like Henry Bridge Parkway, like the reason the police station is where it is because it has great access to Grassmere, it has great access to the village, it has great access to Pinardville, right?
Every which way and any way you wanna go
Like
in town.
it can go all the places, but our police station was built in the 80s, and so by town building standards, it's not that old, but police officers wear a lot more gear than they did in the 80s, and so they're also like a much larger department, so they've just outgrown the building because they're not, you know, the town is 20,000 people now, it's not like
It's
7.
not the
you know.
16 or 15 like it used to be at
Yeah.
one time.
So they need it'd be cool if we had like a cool safety complex with like the fire station, the police station, and the ambulance, and they were all right there, and they were all right next to the county nursing home, and like everybody was all right next to each other and hanging out. But that's not gonna happen because the county's not gonna lost the land.
Then there's those that would say, I'd rather have a Dunkin' Donuts there. So, but,
And there's I don't know if you guys know, but the Aroma Joe's is moving into Bernardville.
It's very
Yeah.
exciting.
They're renovating right now, and
Yeah,
I
they're-
think they're
that's
planning
the old
to open
Rhymes,
in
the Rhymes
April.
building, right?
Yeah.
The Rhymes.
I think
Or
they're
if you go
planning-
back further, the old Indian Head Bank.
Yeah,
Oh, geez. Yeah, I do remember that.
they're planning to open in April.
They got a lot of
Really?
work, they got a lot of work to do.
Oh, yes.
Joe-
A lot of
Joe-
coffee drinkers.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Between the Alpin Drive,
Alpine?
I'd love to say it, there's no E. Alpin Drive, okay, so I'm drawing, hold on, map 5, lot 52. I'm drawing a horizontal line to Alpin. Do you know who owns that land between there, by chance?
So off of Norman Road, you're
So
saying?
small.
Off of Norman Road,
Off in Norman up to,
you got this little square road next to the right.
Little Friendship Drive.
Yeah, Friendship
Yeah,
Drive.
there's Alpin.
Basically, I'm drawing a line from Alpin to map 5, lot 52.
A lot of them, if that's,
Who owns that land? Those are houses, there's houses along Norman.
I think a lot of that land back there too was the Roberts family.
Oh,
Roberts Farm and,
Yeah,
yeah.
they own a ton of that. I bought them on Wallace.
I will say, when
yeah, right up here.
when I look at it on now,
Yeah.
Where's Alpine?
I
don't
have
see it.
Yakum Hill, which is
Oh,
823
okay. No
feet.
wonder.
Yeah, right?
I think it's just a mountain.
It's a giant.
Yeah, it's just a big giant hill.
Oh, now I see it.
Yeah, I've walked back there turkey hunting before, so it's just, okay.
I live on
So your point was to access, another
Access
access
for
point.
that, yeah, the backside of that, you know.
Right at the
It
corner of
seems,
Madison Walls.
Oh,
it's either that or Rainbow Drive, but
Yeah,
sort of.
Alpine seems more,
right.
anyway, okay.
I mean, I'm still liking this little lot 58. This little square that's right near the Shell station that I think instead of trying to build, like, if a developer was interested in building something that went along Tatro Road by the, like, along the storage units, and then they could turn in that way, because there's already a turning road there.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that the rail trail probably goes across this space. I think it does.
Yes, it does.
So the rail trail loves to work with developers. That little road, or that little plot of land can be developed. I'm just trying to think of what is near, like, I think that that's actually like a good spot. It's just nobody's been thinking about getting to it from the other way. They've been trying to get frontage through Mast Road instead of,
Off.
Driving-
Saying off of going into Tatro.
right, going into
And then-
Tatro and going along the storage units. And, you know, the storage units, it's not like they're concerned about traffic, really. They're storage units, you know?
I don't know how much building would be able to go up there. When they built the storage sheds, they spent an enormous amount of money blasting and taking all the ledge out of there. There's a considerable amount of ledge. I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah,
to, you know,
yeah. I guess the only thing that I don't like about it is I realize that piece of land doesn't have town sewer or
not
town water or gas or anything great.
all the important things to survive.
Right. But that makes me like the little baby one in Pinardville, the Abingdon Way, which,
Oh, I have a
That's-
meeting with them too. That,
So, I mean, that's where,
that's behind, like, that's near the Starbucks.
okay, so it's behind that where there are the.
It's the last lot within that development.
It's between the
The
defunct
apartments.
pharmacy and
Yeah,
it's the coffee shop. It's that piece of
It
land,
is that, okay.
right?
it's, so if you're, so say here's Rite Aid,
Yep,
and here's the entranceway,
yep.
you would make a right on that interior roadway. And
But
it's,
so behind Starbucks? then?
yes, well,
Okay.
Starbucks is fronting here, here's Rite Aid, here's
Yeah.
Starbucks. So you come in and the road is in front of Starbucks, you go down and it's the empty lot at the end.
Okay.
It's like, within that condominium.
so you have a meeting with them already to talk about what they might.
Next week, yeah, to talk about what they want to do with it.
Okay.
Tell me we're not gonna put another auto parts store in there, please.
It's a tough lot.
I think we're all done
because-
with the coffee shops, I mean, I think we got them all now.
Yeah, it's a tough lot because it's zoned commercial, but it sits back and no one can really,
Visibility wise from.
right.
from-
It's not really suited for commercial,
Mhm.
so that's why they haven't been able to
Do
sell
they
it.
know what they're going to do with the old pharmacy building?
No, I did hear that it went up for auction and no one bid on it.
I was gonna say,
And-
there's a a
Yeah.
piece of property with a building already built, you know, and nobody wants it.
There's a commercial realtor who's now working with the bank, trying to find something to go in there.
So-
I actually know him,
So at this point, it's bank-owned, that property is bank-owned.
bank-owned, correct? It was never owned by Rite Aid, it was owned by
It was all financed. and-
some individual.
Yeah.
But I don't know what, he must have not stopped paying or whatever he did, once Rite Aid moved out. So, yeah, so it's,
And even, I mean, we're looking, even in the old Shaw's Plaza, how many strips do we have that
Yeah,
are vacant?
We've talked about
Yeah.
those pad sites,
Yeah, the
that,
pad.
you know, the
You know, I
old
mean-
Pizza House.
I'd have to get a listing of how many are in there from the building department, how many are vacant.
Samantha, didn't you look at, when we were doing the investigation of those property lists, didn't you talk to somebody on those pad sites? or-
No, I was told to hold off on talking to them, but I mean, I definitely, if you would like me to make a phone call, I definitely can. I can figure out, you know.
What was, I forget, what was the reason why
Well, so,
you said to hold
I
off?
mean, I'm not exactly sure why someone told me to hold off, but I was told that I was like, oh, we don't want to just individually go out and do individual things. We want to do things as a unit.
Right.
I mean, I have
But we
like,
have to, I mean, I think that's where I'm going with this, is because we have to, I mean, we can't all go out as a group to
Right.
go and visit these people. I think we have to break down these properties, and maybe those that would like to do and go out and investigate, just to understand the property, understand the layout of the property, what could be, and then talk to whether it's the owners or the developers. Joanne, you can be helpful on that too, is because if you have people that are talking, you're talking to, in your limited time, but maybe you can, you know, hand it off to the economic development and say, you know, like, we have an economic development council that would certainly like to work with you. I know, because obviously, you got a lot going on as well. You know, you're dealing with the planning board, all of that. But if you see any of those people that come in and just are inquiring, I think it would be somewhere we could plug ourselves into what you're doing. I mean, just, you know, obviously, we assist the planning board, we're
Right.
trying to, so,
so do you speak with the owners of these places, but do you reach out to individual, like with like a real estate development company, or like a builder? Because I mean, I would assume that like,
So these properties are all vacant, but not necessarily up for sale, other than the ones that I previously mentioned. So the ones that I'm dealing with right now, they are definitely looking to do some sort of development, the ones that I'm meeting with. But the rest of them, I think the board is going to call them or contact them. I don't know, the problem is we don't have phone numbers. But I'm sure some of these we could find phone numbers pretty easily. And find out if they're looking to into the possibility of developing their site or selling the land, or, you know, that sort of thing.
right, because, well, we've already talked about, obviously, we know the St. Anselm property, you know, there's been discussions with them, so I'm talking about the ones that we don't know anything about, and maybe we could find more about them. So which ones are you working with right now, Joanne?
I'm working with Abington Way,
St. Anselm's, you said.
that's St. Anselm's, Abington Way is St. Anselm's. And the one I said to eliminate was the Depot Street,
Oh,
because
right.
they found someone. And I'm working with the parcel that's near Starbucks.
Okay, and is that on here?
I don't see it on here.
Okay.
I'm not sure why, but I don't see it.
Oh, and the other one, I think somebody should reach out to is 549-1, because he's definitely has the parcel up for sale. 49-1, that's by the car wash.
Okay. I'm
It's
sorry,
the
now I have it. Now I have
Roadrunner Investments.
it. Okay, all right.
And then the one that's owned by Irving Oil, that's like adjacent to the gas station. It's 2.31 acres, and it's mostly that landscape section near the side of their site towards Henry Bridge.
Mhm.
So I don't know that they would be developing that. I don't know why it's listed as a separate lot. I'd have to look into that one too.
I would think anything that would go on that little piece of land would probably directly compete with the convenience store of the gas station.
You know, and then we, of course, we have those other, places that are already existing, for instance, that Rite Aid building.
The
like
Rite Aid.
The old,
And I know
we talked about Grassman General Store, we talked about this
Yeah.
building right here, next to us, where,
And I have the contact info for the Rite Aid people.
you do,
Yeah.
okay.
One of the things that we talked about, select board, this board, when I was sitting on it previously, I mean, we're very limited as to water, sewer. I mean, all the major components to make something work, the land that's for sale may not have these, and if you're gonna run a string of power down the road, you're ready to pay a few bucks.
Right, and, we had Liberty Gas in here last year, talking about the Mass Road line, because of the villa property, and he did, basically, they've done the calculations, they said there's just not enough for them to bring a pipe down
Yep.
Mass Road. It's just not enough there, at this point, anyway.
So this is like, I hesitate to, what I'm about to say I feel like would actually be a really terrible idea. But could we as a town have a tax incentive for a business that builds it, right? So if a business were to, I'm gonna use an example of that lot 58, which we said has no water, no sewer, no gas. If that business paid to install that, could we give them additional tax relief or extend this tax relief program? I mean, I feel like I'm almost
That's a
suggesting
million-dollar
like
question, and unfortunately, I can't answer that.
yeah, I feel like I'm suggesting a terrible idea, because the whole point is that we are increasing the tax base. Businesses pay taxes and they don't use services, and it helps the town and stuff, so it's really not helping, but I also feel like it would help all the people that live on that road right there, and
To the infrastructure.
yeah.
I think what you're talking about is similar to a TIF district,
I was just gonna say that,
tax increment financing district, which
We have-
is,
go ahead, Jay.
the developer comes in and they put in the infrastructure, they build their building, and the property, it has to be approved by town meeting, but there's a plan set up, and it's all financial plan basically, where when you choose the TIF district, the key is that properties around it will also improve, business properties will also improve, and so that eventually the people who laid out the infrastructure will then, this one will benefit, that one will benefit, and then it eventually creates more business. And then the town, typically there's a bond in place, and then little by little, it gets paid off through the taxes from those properties. And then eventually,
How long is that bond?
it depends, it's usually like 15 to 20 years. A good example of the TIF district that you would recognize is Exit 10 in Hooksett. All of those stores
Where the
there.
Home Depot and.
The Home Depot, the Target, the
Is
Kohl's.
it BJ's there? or something
BJ's,
like
that was they're not there anymore, but that was the
Yeah.
building, BJ's. That was all a TIF.
So we've never, the town, Goffstown's never done a TIF.
No. No, they had suggested one at one point, putting in a new road behind the police station,
Oh, yeah.
and to have that, have businesses back there, but it never went
Never came
anywhere.
together.
Yeah, because, there was a paper road, right, that
We
extended
wanted
from, to an intersection.
when Phil was on the board and a long time ago, we wanted to go from 114 in the back. We wanted to make like a cut through.
Yeah,
The businesses would stay on the Mass Road, and if you wanted to go to wherever, you would get.
like a bypass.
Yeah, like a bypass, yeah.
There was also going, at one point in time, there was talk of putting in a bypass behind here, behind the town hall
Yeah.
area, so that the same thing, if people were going to Ware or New Boston, they would not go through Main Street, they'd just go directly onto that bypass. The problem with that is, you miss passing
So,
by all the
all the
businesses.
businesses, exactly.
But so, I think that, the thing is that you can't, I think Hillsborough had this problem too, where there was only one way in and out of Hillsborough, like Hillsborough's Main Street, and no one was able to enjoy their downtown because you didn't want to go there because you couldn't walk, because everyone was driving 40 miles an hour because they had to get home, they needed to get home. And there was never any parking, and even when there was parking, you couldn't pull out, right? You couldn't parallel park well. And I think that how long ago was that conversation?
Oh, many years ago, probably at least 25 years ago. So the traffic was less back then, but
Could we revisit that conversation? Like, I mean, it's,
well, that's all developed now back there. So there was land.
yeah.
Lots of those buildings weren't there at the time, so there was more land available, but a lot of it's now built up. And I don't know why you would want to bypass your business.
No, we're.
Well, I think it's
We're an
because-
economic development
I'm-
council, we're trying to.
Well, no, because
enhance-
I guess the point is that like, people are driving past it every single day, but nobody is
Stopping, yeah.
And so, even though it doesn't seem like it would make sense to create like the bypass, because then people aren't, the people who want to stop will take the slow road and stop, but then the people who aren't stopping anyways,
Did they do anything in Hillsborough to change it?
yeah, they
Built the
built
bypass?
202, yeah. They
Oh,
extended like Route 9, and now, I mean, I wouldn't say that Hillsborough's downtown is, not to disparage Hillsborough, I wouldn't say that their downtown is thriving, but I think that it is
It's come
definitely.
it's come a long way.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
Well,
There's got to be a way that the businesses along the main roads, like, can be attractive enough and, maybe have better, I don't want to say better signage, because the signage is okay, but it's some way of attracting people to come in.
well, right, but I mean, I think that they're doing, like, I know that I drive by the Trestle and I drive by Putnam's and I drive by Sawyer's every day, and I mean, it is always busy, but it's also a pain when you want to park, and it's a pain when you want to turn out, because it is so busy. And like, I live walking distance from here, and I don't walk down to downtown because people drive too quick. I have a little dog, and I'm, people don't see her, and that's gonna be sad. So, and I realize like it seems like we can't revisit this bypass conversation, because even with like the 114 one that we're just talking about, because it's already been built, right? Like, have we missed the opportunity?
I think that's a much bigger discussion than what we can
Yeah.
do here. I think what we need to, and it's over an hour here now, and I'd like to, I don't want to keep you in much longer. We try to keep them to an hour. So I think the discussion really has to focus back to what's here, what's developable. And what I guess I would like to do, and I'm going to do it, but if you, I'll give you some homework to do, and I
Yeah.
think the homework would be to look at these parcels that Joanne has, actually physically look at them, guys. Go there, see what they look like so that we can further the discussion. And Joanne, if there are any phone numbers that you have
Okay.
or contact people that you have on these properties. And then the other thing is, I think we all should make ourselves pretty, understanding the tax relief incentive so that we can all discuss it. If we discuss with potential, business people and/or developers to let them know. So we should have a pretty good understanding what it takes to get them involved in this 79E as well. But I think that's the best home, Joanne's done a good job of bringing
No, I
these,
think that's a good idea.
bringing these parcels, of bringing this list to parcels that I think have some possibilities. I mean, Samantha, you brought up some good possibilities with them, but I think that's where we've got to bring our focus now, rather than talking, pie in the sky. This is what we have to work with. And just so you fellows know, I mean, we've talked about infrastructure and all of that, and bringing in, whether it be the sewer department, water, to discuss the possibilities of working with them and what they have talked about as extensions of sewer and water and that sort of thing, so.
And then not to interrupt, but.
No, go ahead.
The other thing that, I know we talked about it in our select board meeting, how much sewerage is going down the pipe. We're allowed to have so many cubic feet or gallons, I forget how they do it, but Joanne,
Yeah.
I mean, we keep building and they have to get bigger. We have to pay for some of that going on over there and, it's not just as easy as say, let's build it. Because you need to get sewer, water, gas, whatever. I mean, somebody's gotta share the wealth, and the people that are gonna be building the buildings are the one that's
Right.
gonna be paying for it. I know we had talked, I'm trying to remember, I don't remember who it was, but we had talked, somebody was coming in and they were gonna build, and we sent them to the sewer department, and they got a price, and they went, oh, we're not,
Oh, really?
yeah, we're not touching that.
Right.
Yeah, the problem with the sewer, it's not a problem, but the way it's set up is the sewer users pay the sewer budget. And so the sewer has a plan for, I think it's 6 years. But it's all mainly, it's not, they don't build anything and hope someone comes. They're just replacing the old infrastructure
Yeah.
that's there.
We
And
got-
the users
we
are
have
paying
a,
for that.
A meter right over here on East Union. We have a meter over there, we have a meter at the Manchester Goffstown to Pernodville line.
Mhm.
They measure every stitch of water.
Really?
St. A's pays a substantial amount of sewerage,
Mhm.
and, just, all those things you need to take into consideration when you're gonna build something.
And I don't want to, but when a developer comes in, for instance, the apartments, the condos that have been built, don't we get a fee that is, I'm trying to think of the word that for infrastructure that those developers, don't we have a
I'd have
fund?
I'd have to ask Scott. Scott would know about that, right?
A fee for sewer?
No, just infrastructure. I'm trying to think of the word, when a developer
Oh,
comes.
impact fees.
Impact fee, there you
We
go.
don't have it for sewer or water, because those aren't really like town departments.
Okay.
But we do have it for public safety, which is police and fire, parks and rec, schools, and
And then the impact fees when they,
there's one
The
more.
when we
library.
collect,
No,
we
but
collect
there
them,
was one more.
they come back to fire, they come back to police.
Oh, roads.
Yeah, okay, DPW.
It's very
For-
small.
Take advantage of that.
Yeah, to enhance the,
Yeah.
to whatever you may need, because obviously it is an impact on, all of those departments,
Yep.
right? So,
And they can only hold it for 6 years, and if they don't use the money, then it has to go back to whoever paid it
oh, okay,
But they use it.
with interest.
okay.
For the next meeting,
Yes,
I'd like to request that Joanne, if you could get a list of, like, do the same thing, just add the
Oh.
town properties that are.
good point, I'm
down
sure, yeah, you said that
on here.
before, Tim.
Like I said, I'm mainly just focusing on the Terrell Hill fire station there, but like, there could be other properties that the town might be willing to,
Okay.
I won't say we
Part
will
with.
or won't say we won't, but the Terrell Hill Road Fire Station is basically a cold storage for the fire.
yeah.
And we have stuff that goes from one end to the other end and up to the ceiling.
Have you ever been in there?
I look at it through the windows all the
It's
time.
not
I
cool.
bring my 5-year-old
We've
there.
got-
It's cool.
We've got the,
So
It's-
it
it's
really,
cool,
it's
just-
full. huh?
Yeah.
oh yeah, we have 2 pieces of fire apparatus in there, the old hand tub.
Oh, yeah.
And we have the other 1923 or something, the old Seagrave that's in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's- We don't have any, I say we, the town fire department's already outgrown the station over here. I mean, we're packed to the gills over there, and if we can't fit it there, or there, it
You gotta
goes.
bring it up there, yeah. All right, so Joanne, could you add that,
Yeah.
just to recap, if you
Okay.
could get any of that information that goes along with the list that you've given us.
Yep.
As well as the list of town properties that Tim suggested.
Okay.
And homework for the council would be to do, we've got a month if you could, and now hopefully the snow is moving away a little bit, you can even get out and maybe even walk on
Are
it.
you feeling all right?
It was 52 degrees today.
I know,
It was,
I know,
yeah.
but
It's gonna snow
that's
tomorrow.
just the tease, just the tease. But take a look at those properties as much as you can, and then maybe the next time around, we can assign some of these things so we can go really interact with people that own these properties or are trying to develop it.
And we're-
So, is there anything else? Because otherwise I
April
would...
I'm just gonna give a really quick update on what's going on
Oh,
behind
yeah,
the scenes.
thank you.
So the planning board has been really slow. I came back the middle of January and we've only had projects for people with their driveways, wanting to change their driveways out, that didn't meet the regulations, things like that, very tiny projects. And then our last meeting, we had a 2-lot subdivision and Eversource is coming in. Eversource came in. No, they're coming in, I'm so mixed up. They're coming in next week to change out some of the old wooden poles over near the Roberts Farm and the Addison Road area. So every time they do that, if they're interrupting, or not interrupting, but if they're infringing on a wetland buffer, they have to get the planning board's approval. So there's quite a bit of work that they're going to be doing out there, so they need a few poles are in the wetland buffer. And we have some new businesses in town, as Mark mentioned. Aroma Joe's will be opening soon in the Little Green Mall. Does everybody know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next to McDonald's. There's a salt cave going in.
I saw that sign up there.
Yeah,
They're not...
salt cave.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. You're
What does it do?
it's like relaxation
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like there's salt and like it's peaceful.
You just jump in the
Meditate.
salt pile, I guess, I don't know.
They
It's cool.
somehow they blow in salt into the room. It's supposed to.
Don't
relax
knock it till you
you.
try it.
When's it opening,
Yeah,
Sam?
well,
I don't know.
can we get a ribbon cutting
It
there?
probably won't be for another month or so.
Okay.
And then next to that, on the front end of that building, there's a cafe that opened.
Yep.
It's like coffee
Yeah,
roasters.
yes.
They roast their own coffee, but they don't do it there. They do it in Manchester
In the
at
Milliard.
their other
yeah,
site.
yeah.
But they do serve it there. So I haven't been, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
somebody,
heard
I haven't
good
been there,
things
but
about
they
it.
said they've got some sandwiches that are good
Yeah,
sandwiches.
yeah, that's
and
what I've heard.
So, yeah,
A consignment shop opened about a week and a half ago in, I think it's 4 Main Street, where the quilt shop was. And there's also, if anybody knows about that bookstore that's been in several different places around Main Street area.
and the lost page.
The Lost Page. They are opening in next Saturday. There's a
In that same block?
in that same block, just adjacent to the consignment place.
Don't forget the one on Mass Road next to Paris Auto, that thrift shop there.
Yes, that one opened while I was out.
Yep.
I have not been in there, but I heard it's pretty large.
Yeah.
Where, is that
It's
where
where-
the flower shop was?
Yeah, the
at
flower
one
shop
time?
used to
Yep.
be.
And that's, so that's a thrift shop there?
Correct,
Oh.
next to Paris Auto.
Okay.
And then this Saturday, there's a grand opening, you're all invited, 10 a.m., Church Street, 10 Church Street. Did anyone ever go at Christmas time to the cider mill in New Boston? And they had a little, like, New Hampshire-made crafts. Well, it wasn't little, it was pretty large, actually. But they're doing the same thing, they just moved it over here, and it won't be just at Christmas, it'll be full-time.
Okay.
That's
That's in
What's
the, that's in
That's
Joe
the-
Burns building?
That's
Or where-
Fletcher's white building, it used to be a
Oh,
barber shop
Where
at
the
one
barber
time,
shop used to be.
Ah,
long ago.
Where's that at again?
It's not, 10 Church Street, it's, if you
At
go
10
out the
a.m.?
back parking lot here, you'll see
Straight.
it on the left,
Yeah.
it's like right
So
across
the
the street.
post office is 11. The post office is 11 Church Street, so it's 10, you sent, do you want me to read you the email that you sent? 'Cause I was gonna, yeah, it was
Sure.
10 Church Street, the 7th at 10 a.m. It's Mountain Spirits Artisan Market on 10 Church Street.
We also had a TRC meeting where they came in, they're planning to build, it still has to go for a site plan, but they're planning to build fields. Someone's purchasing the dome, the sports dome, and they're also planning on expanding into the area where the cemetery, not the cemetery is, but the cemetery
Yep.
land.
Yep.
They're not digging anybody up.
Oh, good.
And they're planning to do outdoor fields there.
Oh.
So will be all big one complex when
Oh,
it's
really?
finished.
That'd be great.
And they also came in to talk about, not them, somebody else came in to talk about condominiums on North Mass Street. And they need some approvals from the ZBA, so we'll see what happens with that one.
More condos.
More condos. And I think that is it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Joanne.
Thanks, Jim.
And Tim, good to have you with us. And Mark, are you gonna be with us after, you don't know when the because of course after the election, then you'll get new assignments, is that what happens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'd
I
like
mean, I
to,
sat on
So
this,
that'll be by the next meeting, right? We only meet once a month.
yeah,
I sat on this committee, it was a few years ago. I mean, I like doing that stuff.
well, like your expertise, you know, you've been around a couple of years, so you know.
A few.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Okay, we got a first and a second, all in favor?
aye.
Okay, have a good month, good week.
April 1st.